Hello and welcome to the Word on Wednesday, our midweek online Bible study at Mackville Christian Church. We're thrilled that you've joined us this week, and we hope you're enjoying these online Bible studies. For our response most weeks indicates that you are enjoying it, and we are so glad that you are doing so, and we hope they're beneficial to you. We're going a little bit different direction this week, as I'm going to have just a short review of what we've been talking about, and then I'm going to be turning it over to a guest who's going to be telling you about something that's coming up at Mackville in just a very few minutes. Now I want you to know that I'm extremely excited about everything that's going on at Mackville. We've got a lot of good things going on, folks. We've got just so many good things happening, and we're experiencing them right now, and we're anticipating some great things coming up. So I'm asking everyone, whether you are a member at Mackville or just joining us for this video or podcast, to simply let go of what's holding us back and let God work. God can do great things at Mackville Christian Church or wherever you are if we just let Him. Let God work in a mighty way. Let's be praying for each other, praying that God will work through all of us, because He can do mighty things with those who will just let Him work in our lives. Now, for most of the last few months, I've been focusing a lot on our prayer lives. And in my Sunday school class this week, I asked my class to do something specific. Now, I won't go into all the details here, but I'll be glad to share that with you here. It's a very simple process, but a very quick summary is to pray for each other. Pray for each other, lift each other up before God. And I really believe that when we have that focus-driven prayer, that it can be really life-changing for everybody. Then over the last 2 weeks, both here on our video and in my Sunday school class, we've been talking a bit about the principles of the Restoration Movement, which is another name for the Christian churches and churches of Christ. And we've been talking last couple of weeks about the Bible as God's only word, and that's our objective standard for our faith and our practice. We talked about several scriptures that deal with that idea. Then last Sunday we shifted gears a little bit, and we talked a little bit about unity. Mackville Christian Church can trace its roots back to the great Cane Ridge revival that was held up in Bourbon County, Kentucky in 1801. And at that revival, there were Christians from numerous denominations who just came together to focus solely on God's Word. And in my mind, that's a very worthy goal. That's our heritage, that's our history. In fact, I still have one of these books that I had to read in one of my classes about Restoration Movement history. This book, Christians Only. It was written in 1962, so it's a pretty old book now. But it tells a lot of the story up to that time about Christian churches, our history, and some of the principles on which we stand. And one of those is unity, to unite all Christians. You know, there's a key though. If we're going to unite, we need to unite on God's Word. God's Word is sufficient. I really believe that God's Word is sufficient for us. That doesn't mean we're going to always agree. It doesn't mean we're not going to have disagreements. But in Christian fellowship, whether with each other in the church, at Mackville, or with other Christians in other areas, other churches, if we have that Bible as our foundation, then we can have that unity that Jesus prayed for the night before he was crucified, when he prayed that we would all be one. When we fellowship together, whether it's with people at Mackville or with other churches, I pray that we lift them up. We live in a world in which we need constant encouragement in God's Word. And remember those words of the psalmist in Psalm 119, 105, which says, "Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path." With those words in mind, I want to just focus on a few things that are coming up, because we're really wanting to push encouragement on the Word. We have 3 big events coming up over the next 2 months, really in the next 6 weeks or so. First, we have Christian country music artist Steve Bridgman. He's a dear friend of Stephanie and I. He's visiting us on Sunday, July 14th at 6 p.m. And I've given you a challenge to have 75 people there. 75. Each person invite 10 people. It doesn't make any difference if that person is invited by 1 person or by 5 people. Invite 10 different people. And I believe we can really have a great evening of fellowship. You see, Steve's a great encourager with his music. He's a great encourager. And I believe that we can be blessed, and our brothers and sisters at other churches, people in the community, all can be blessed by Steve's music, and we're providing this. So remember that, Sunday, July 14th, be in prayer that it'll be a success. Then also on homecoming, that's August the 18th, we have Brother Bob Russell coming, and he's going to be celebrating with us for 198 years of ministry. If you've heard Bob Russell, you know he's a tremendous speaker and teacher, and he's going to be a blessing and a challenge to us. Then finally, Vacation Bible School begins on July 31st. This is a tremendous ministry, but it also focuses upon looking at God's Word for everything in my life. This is a vital time. And I've asked someone to tell you more about VBS and to tell you why she loves coming and being a part of Mackville Christian Church. I'm here at Mackville Christian Church with Nicole Centers, and Nicole is our VBS director. VBS is coming up at Mackville at the end of July, and we're going to talk a little bit about VBS and what its outreach is and what to expect this year at VBS. So Nicole, first of all, thank you for volunteering to do this. We are so grateful that you did this last year and came back to do it this year, so thank you very much. But tell me a little bit about our VBS this year, the theme, the dates, times, ages, things like that.
Okay, so it's my pleasure. We had a lot of fun last year, and I hope that we're going to have a lot of fun this year. Our theme this year is Keepers of the Kingdom. So we are doing Answers in Genesis, Keepers of the Kingdom, and we're going to be looking through Ephesians, and we're going to be telling the kids about putting the armor of God on. And we are going to be talking about the battle between the light and the dark, or the evil and the good kingdoms. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have it July 31st through August 28th. It will be every Wednesday starting at 6 to 8. We will have food first served, and then we'll continue with our activities after that, and we'll conclude, and everybody will come together at the end, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and we can't wait.
And the ages for...
Yes, the ages. We're going to do ages 3 to going into 8th grade. And then if there's any high school students out there, or children that are older than that would like to participate, we could use volunteers. We would love to have you. Just reach out to us if you're interested.
Okay, what is the mission this year? We gave money last year to Operation Christmas Child. What about this year?
This year our mission is going to be the same. We're going to do Operation Christmas Child, and we did it a little different last year. We did do money. We collected money and change like we traditionally do with VBS, but we also accepted each Wednesday it was a different type of item, and The items go into the shoe boxes to send out for Operation Christmas Child. So we'll be doing that again this year. And we are going to formulate that list soon and send it out when we do our Save the Dates.
Okay, well, that sounds so much fun for us coming up here. But tell me a little bit. Last year was your first time in Bible school, not just as director, but my understanding is that was your first time ever in Bible school.
Yeah.
So what did you learn for yourself last year?
Well, as you said, it was my first time ever in VBS. Obviously, I had heard of VBS and had friends that went to VBS, but as a child, at our church, we did not do VBS. So it was my first year as director and attending, and I learned a lot, not just on the, layout and the things that we're doing and stuff, but I did learn it is obviously an excellent way to reach the youth. And the amount of little lives in our community and big lives, that we reached last year was numerous, and I can't wait to do it again this year.
What will be different this year?
What will be different this year? Yes, the theme is different, so we're covering different things this year, but I hope that we have more kids. I hope we have more volunteers, and I hope we're able to make it bigger and better than we were last year.
Why do you think Vacation Bible School is so important? I mean, your enthusiasm is just contagious about it. So why do you think it's important?
Well, I think it's important for many reasons. One being, sometimes as a little kid, and we all remember being little, it's hard to sometimes connect the dots. And I feel like doing something that is solely focused on children and making it where they can understand, it helps connect those dots a little bit more. And it helps bring them to realization that they are important in the church and they are important for the future of our church as well and community.
Okay, we're talking about VBS. There's a lot of information out there. Last year you had a very good Facebook page. Mm-hmm. Will you be having one of these as well this year?
Yes, we plan on launching our Facebook group in the next day or so. To reflect our themes and talk about the dates and the times so that everyone knows what's going on. And then we'll also, like I said, be sending out some save the dates to local people around here. We're going to be doing that kind of slide it in the mailbox thing again like we did last year. So hopefully you'll be looking forward to seeing that soon.
One thing you might know is we're taping this, and it'll be several days after we tape when this will be going live. Check our Mackville Christian Church Facebook page, and if the Facebook page is already live for our VBS, it will be linked to that. Mm-hmm. So thank you on that. Nicole, one thing I have been so enthused as your pastor or your minister, you and your family are just always here at church. You just seem to want to be involved and all. 2 years ago, it's almost 2 years ago now, about a year and a half, I guess, you were baptized, and but you had been attending Mackville for some time. So I'm going to ask you a little bit about Mackville Christian Church. What drew you to Mackville, you and your family?
Well, I will say that we admired some of the members that already had been going here that invited us to it. But what drew us is, it is a smaller church. It's, everybody holds everybody accountable. And I think early on, very quickly, we realized that. And that's really, we didn't know it, but that's what we needed.
I will say something here. This is a personal observation. My family loved Nicole and her husband Tyler and their daughter Caroline, who kindly runs the church at many times. But anyway, Nicole and Tyler make such an effort to be here. Most people don't realize this. Nicole is a nurse practitioner, and she has to work just about every Sunday afternoon, and she's yet here at church worshiping together, trying to get her family involved. I kid her about this. Sometimes she's here in her scrubs, but she's here. And
I would have been here in my scrubs tonight had I not changed.
And her husband runs a lawn care business, and sometimes that means he leaves church, and before I leave the parking lot, I see him going down the road to catch up if it's been raining or such. And so we're so thankful for your commitment, and what a witness I think that is. And it's just amazing. Let me ask you a couple other questions here. Do you feel your spiritual needs are being met here at Mackville Christian?
I do. I mean, I think I said this earlier. Of course, I feel like our spiritual needs grow every week and as time goes on, but I do feel like they are being met. And I think that every week, every Sunday, it leads us to pondering new thoughts, new, things to look up and new word to discover. And I definitely feel like they're being met. Yeah.
What do you like best about being in these worship hours here? I mean, you're always here.
Well, besides listening to you preach,
Thank you.
I really like to sing. So I will say that just the singing and just worshiping the Lord through song, that's my favorite. So.
Do you believe the future's bright here at Mackville?
I do. I do believe it's bright, and I feel like it's getting brighter every day. And I hope that VBS is a big way that we can make our future here brighter at Mackville Christian Church.
Thank you, Nicole. We so appreciate you and all you do. Just remember those dates, July 31st through August 28th. We do VBS a little bit different here, and that's okay, because it seemed like everyone enjoyed it last year. It's the first time we've ever done it that way. Mm-hmm. So remember those dates, and there'll be more coming on our church Facebook page, and just be looking forward to all that here at Mackville Christian Church. We'll see you very soon, and take care. Bye-bye.